Guys, how are you? This is Mia back, Team Win, with another episode of Cooking in the Kitchen. I know I've been gone for a long time, but I had to take a break. I've been working a lot, and baby said we're gonna take a break for a second. So now we back. However, we did just do an episode with my father. He popped up, and I let him go ahead and make his banana pudding. So if you want to see that, the banana pudding episode, just go to YouTube and of course hit subscribe and like, and it should be right there. So tonight is a quick episode because I just got off work, but I gotta feed the kids and I gotta feed the hubby. So I'm making a chicken pot pie. So what I've done is, come over here, babe, so they can see. So before I left for work this morning, I went ahead. I used chicken thighs. That's all I had right now. So I used the chicken thighs and I cleaned them and I put them in a crock pot and put it on low and let them cook while I was gone, while I was at work. So they're done. And then I have here some potatoes, just white potatoes, Idaho, cut up just in cubes. You can use whatever kind of potatoes you wish, but I have Idaho white potatoes. And then I have probably a half of an onion diced. I'm going to do it the quick way. So I have 2 pie shells, just Pillsbury, right? 2 pie crusts. The quick way again, great value mixed vegetables. And I have some vegetable broth, a stick of butter, and a cup of flour. I know my flour look kind of brown, but that's because it's wheat flour. So we're going to get into it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use not exactly a half a stick of butter, maybe like a quarter of a stick of butter. And I am going to go ahead and heat my pan up. And I'm going to go ahead and use the...
Oh, that's this?
Yeah. Use the butter. About this much, right? Drop it in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to saute. I'm going to let this get hot. I'm going to saute my onions, right? Mm-hmm. After the onions are nice and soft, I'm going to take my flour. And basically, I'm going to use the flour as a thickening agent for the cream part of the chicken pot pie. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to go ahead and do the onions. Then I'm going to put some flour on the onions. Let it thicken up a little bit. And then I'm going to take my vegetable broth. And I'm going to go ahead and pour my vegetable broth in the onions. And I'm going to put everything in this mixture. The potatoes, the onions, the frozen vegetables, and we're going to put it on low. We're going to let it simmer, and it's going to get thicker as you stir. Make sure you stirring everything because you don't want it to be clunky because you're using flour. Take my pie shells. I'm going to use 2 pie shells. I'm going to use one at the bottom and one at the top. A lot of people I see don't use one at the bottom, or at least they don't show that they use one at the bottom. But I'm going to use one at the bottom because I want my pot pie to be like a real pot pie. So we're going to get all this stuff going, and we're going to take a hiatus, and we'll show you what it's looking like. Team Win. Okay, guys, we're back. So far, I have sauteed the onions, and I added some flour, and now I'm adding the vegetable broth. Okay, so basically, you see how thin this is? This is kind of how you want to have it right now because you're going to add... I'm getting ready to add my potatoes. So once you start adding the potatoes and the vegetables and then the chicken, it's going to soak up a lot of the liquids. If it's not, once it starts soaking it up, it'll get thicker. If it's not thick as you want it, you are more than welcome to add more flour as you go. Just, you got to season it too. So don't be scared to add more flour if you want it to be thick. So right now I'm getting ready to go ahead and add my potatoes. I like potatoes, as you can tell. So I'm going to go ahead and add the potatoes. I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit more vegetable broth. Yeah, like this. I'm going to let this simmer. I got it on like 3 right now. The oven is also preheating to 400 degrees. And then I'm going to just go ahead. I'm going to let this simmer, but you have to keep stirring it because you don't want any clunkies in. Only clunky stuff you want in this is your potatoes and your vegetables. You don't want to have any like clunky bits of flour anywhere. So you got to make sure you keep stirring it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I will be back once this all simmers down and it comes together. I'm going to let you guys see me add the chicken and go ahead and put the pot pie together. So we'll be back. Team win. Alright guys, so we're back. I have let the potatoes boil and they are about a little bit more than, about a little more than halfway done, I'm going to say. So now, you see how it looks, right? It's kind of thicker, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and add my vegetables in. It's on medium heat. And while this was going, I went ahead and, get this back. I went ahead and put the bottom layer of the pie crust in the oven. I'm going to leave it in there just about 5 to 7 minutes and let it cook just a tad bit. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add these frozen vegetables. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and pour these directly in there. I got 2 bags because I didn't know how many I was going to need, but it looks like the 1 bag is enough. Yep, it is. So this is what it looks like so far. I'm going to let this cook only because the chicken is done already. So, and we know that frozen vegetables basically done. You don't have to let them cook that long. Alright guys, we are back. And as you can see, it's nice and thick, right? You don't want it too thick. It's nice and thick here. So I'm getting ready to go ahead and add my chicken. And these are the chicken thighs that I cooked in the crock pot on low all day. So they nice and falling apart and tender. And I'm just going to pop them right over here. And we're going to mix it in because they're already done. So now, I'm going to give it just a light seasoning because the chicken is already seasoned. So we don't want to over season anything, okay, because that's not going to be too good. So I'm going to just throw a little bit of garlic powder, just lightly. Light onion powder, like bop, that's it. Little ground black pepper. The joys of working outside. And a tad bit of seasoned salt. And that's it. That's all I'm putting in there. Now I'm going to go ahead. You see, this is my crust. I had it in the oven. You see how it's not quite done? Like, it's kind of done, but it's not quite done yet. That's right where I want it at. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the pot pie mix over into this. And then I'm going to go ahead and cover it with the other pie shell. So I'm going to go ahead and scoop. It smells very, very good. How do it smell, love?
It smells wonderful.
Don't lie. Do it smell good?
It smells wonderful.
Oh, and we want them to get nice and full. So, just even it out like so. Ooh, got a piece of corn on it. Okay, so that's pretty good. This is the pie crust, right? And I'm just going to lay it right on top, like so. And this is a really big cast iron skillet, so I don't have to really do too much because it fits perfectly. I'm just going to tuck it on the sides, like so. And I'm going to get myself a little knife here. The oven is already preheated to 400 degrees. It's already preheated to 400 degrees. So now I'm just going to put a small little X. Just so it can vent in the middle. Alright. Alright. that is it. And I'm going to put this in the preheated oven. It's preheated to 400 degrees. I'm going to put it in the oven for about 20, maybe 30 minutes max. And I'm going to take it out and you guys will see the finished results. Alright guys, we are back with our finished product here. I went ahead and made some croissants. Let me turn this oven off. I went ahead and made some croissants just to sop up that wonderful goodness, chickeny goodness in the inside. So this is what it looks like. Our homemade pot pie with the pie crust at the bottom and the pie crust on the top.
Can I get the pie crust son?
Huh? Oh, he wants me to do this. You hear that? How it's kind of nice and crispy at the top.
Okay.
That's what you want it to sound like. This is what you want it to look like. You definitely want to let it rest. Probably, I mean, because you still want it to be hot. So you probably want to let it rest for about maybe 10 minutes. And then go ahead and serve. I do want to go ahead and say thank you to all of the people that are subscribed to our YouTube channel, that consistently follow us. We really appreciate the love. We really appreciate the support. And we are definitely going to have more to come. Give us a shout out. Let us know on Facebook, on YouTube, Thomas Porter on Facebook, Mia Porter on Facebook, Team Win on YouTube. And also we have merch coming. It's just delayed due to Rona. Rona's in town. So it's delayed. So we do have merch coming and we will definitely let you know when it gets here. Other than that, that's it. That's it. We love you guys. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. And we definitely gonna keep coming. And we definitely want you guys to stay mentally focused. We want you to stay mentally centered. We want you to stay focused. We want you to love everybody. Love your loved ones, because you just never know nowadays. Love yourself first and foremost. And just keep it positive. Love y'all. Team Win. Alright guys, so we just wanted to come back. I know we said we were done, but we wanted to come back so that you can see the actual end result, like of the inside. You see how crispy and flaky the crust is and how gooey it is on the inside. This is exactly what I love about pot pies. People like their pot pies different. So this is the end. This is my end result, that you can actually see the inside. So, alright. We're done again. For real this time though, y'all. Alright, love you. Bye.